Today I have Melody Wilfong, and I got it right.
Yes.
We practiced, okay? And you have a fun story. I mean, you grew, for the most part, you grew up in Kingfisher and went to Kingfisher High. You played basketball.
Yes.
Yes, very cool. When did you graduate, by the way?
2020, COVID year.
Oh, yippee!
Yeah.
Okay, you'll never forget the year you graduated.
I'll never forget it.
Oh my
no.
gosh. Okay, yeah, that's good. And then where did you go to school? Well, let me back up. So we're going to talk about art, okay, and sports and art.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you just figure out that you were artistic? I mean, were you good at coloring in between the lines, or what? How did that work?
Well, I found out that I loved art from a very young age. My mom would tell me stories about how I would dig up clay from the ground and make flower pot from it, just to go outside, and I would do that, yeah. And I did get art from both sides of my family. My mom and dad are both very artistic, and their grandparents were, so I kind of knew early on that I really loved to do art, and I feel like a natural talent that God gave me to do art, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you never really thought that was going to be your career choice?
No, I always thought it would be a fun hobby thing, something that I like to do for fun and in the meantime and stuff, but never thought it was going to be a career for me.
Wow,
for sure.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
So where did you go to school? Where did you get your degrees?
So after I graduated high school, I did 2 years at Allen Community College, which is in Kansas, and I was on a basketball scholarship, so I got to play basketball for a couple of years, and I absolutely loved playing basketball there, so it was such a fun experience. And I got my associates in education. That was my original plan, was to
be a school teacher.
Yeah, I always wanted to be a teacher. So, and then after that, I was kind of deciding where I wanted to go, and I decided to go to UCO because it was pretty close to home. And I was planning to do elementary education. So I never really knew exactly what grade I wanted to do, and I didn't know what subject I wanted to do.
Well, that was going to be my question, is that you were an art teacher.
Yes.
And but how did you make that one from English and social studies to being an art teacher?
Yeah, well, so I never really had a subject in mind for sure that I wanted to do, and whenever I was going to school for elementary education at UCO, I was contacted by Mr. Glover that he needed a high school art teacher. And Miss Scott, who was my art teacher in high school, I love her, and she was the best, one of my favorite teachers I've ever had. And she recommended me to him, and then he knew me very well, and so he contacted me about it. And he was like, I need someone here, and he believed in me. He thought that I could do it, even whenever I didn't really think that I could do that. High school art seemed very intimidating.
Yeah.
So he was the reason that I, decided to do online, and I actually changed my major to organizational leadership.
Oh my.
After that. So to be able to do online school while I was teaching full time. So,
oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't take any like art teaching classes or actual art classes?
I took a couple art classes in college just because I wanted to, if there was any way I could do it as a extracurricular, activity, I wanted to take an art class because I just loved it. So I did some at Allen, and then I didn't get to do one at UCO, but I did take some art classes, but
for the most part, this is all self-taught and just talent you really didn't even know you had.
Absolutely. I took one class at UCO for teaching elementary math, so there wasn't much teaching classes that I got to take before I got to be an art teacher. So.
Wow. You're like, here's kids, go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And then, then you got riffed from Kingfisher schools and left you jobless.
Yes.
You had to make a decision. So what decision did you make?
Well, whenever that happened, my choice was, I could be very upset about it, I could be mad, or I could just trust that God was releasing me from this place for a reason, you know. He brought me to Kingfisher, and I ended up loving teaching there, and it was one of the best experiences I'll ever have in my life. I know that. And he was taking me away from there for a reason, and I knew it was something good. And so I just was like, I'm just going to trust. And yeah, once I just calmed down and was like, whatever, I'm going to finish school. I still had my online college classes, so I decided to finish that. And then I was asked by Mr. Connell to paint a couple custom basketballs.
So for those that don't know, who is that?
Mr. Connell is the high school basketball coach at Kingfisher.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He actually had asked me the year before to do these custom basketballs for the senior boys, but I didn't have time. I was a full-time teacher my first year, online college. I was like, Mr. Connell, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't fit it in right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is this is this the one that you created for him?
No,
This ball? No, okay.
not that one.
All right. So continue that story.
So the next year, you know, I had been riffed, and so he had asked me again. He was like, can you make these 2 custom basketballs? Would you like to do this? And I was like, you know what? I have the time. I was like, absolutely.
Well, but how did he know you painted on basketballs?
He didn't.
Oh.
He didn't. I think he had seen some art that I had done, you know, examples for the kids. I would always usually do it first to make sure it worked for them. So he knew that I was artistic. And so I think he was just like, hey, can you paint on these basketballs?
So you'd never painted on any kind of balls or anything in the past?
I had, maybe a few months before that, I had drawn on a softball. One of the coaches had come to me and been like, hey, can you just draw something? And I was like, sure. I think I drew like the Kingfisher K on there, and that was pretty much it. So that was very minimal. But besides that, I had didn't know that was really a thing. So he was just like, hey, can you do this? Can you have creative freedom? You can do whatever you want. And he just said, I want this, this, and this on there. You know, I want the names, number, and, you know, senior. And so I was like, absolutely, I can.
Well, that's just crazy. So that phone call or whatever that was launched your career.
It did.
I mean,
it absolutely did. Shout out Coach Connell.
Wow. Well, so let's show them what some of these things that you did. And
okay, so this is a basketball. Basketball was my first real one. This was the first basketball that I did after I launched my page. I did this for my dad, you know, I was at the game page that he has. And he wanted to commemorate the last dance at the big house.
Wow.
And so he just told me, you know, I want the last dance, I want March 2025 on there, and, you know, he wanted the big house on there somewhere. And so I really got to be creative with designing the setup and everything, which I love. That's my, you know, being creative and stuff. So I really loved how this one turned out. So
just so you know, her family owns the IwasAtTheGame.com, the website.
Yes.
That's famous for anything athletics and things like
high
that.
school sports for sure in Oklahoma. Yeah.
So that, you know, it brought you back home to your sporting background.
Yes. It's my dad actually has this in a glass container that he keeps next to his work area.
And he lets you touch it?
He let me today. He's like, I'm just going to let you
Does he know we have this?
He let me take it out today.
Okay.
But it's just really fun to look back on, and the fact that it was made for him, I think it's very special, you know, so it means a lot.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of these others you have here.
Okay, next one is a softball. I get a lot of softball orders. So this one was
That's a lot of stuff on a little ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was for a first home run that was done right here. It says first home run. And the customer wanted the date on there to just commemorate such an amazing accomplishment for their child. So I love this one. I love softballs. They're so fun. This one is actually my first volleyball that
I like the
got to
volleyball because it's white and things really pop.
Blank canvas for sure. It's perfect. And so really loved this one for a senior gift. And then this
baseball.
Last one is a baseball. This one was for someone who lost someone not too long ago and wanted to just have a gift to remember him by. So we got that on there. Oklahoma State.
So it was just a plain white ball?
Yes.
Oh, so
absolutely.
all of that's yours. Oh, I thought like the OSU logo and stuff was already on the ball.
No, Everything
Oh,
is
wow.
hand painted. Yeah, it's all hand painted. Nothing is on them before I get my hands on them or anything. So, yeah,
That is amazing.
it's so fun.
It's so you now turned this into a business.
Yes. Yeah.
Welcome to entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, I've really started taking social media, wanting to get my work out there because I know that's how you get more orders.
Yep.
So I started posting, my work that I was getting. It was more local at first, and then I would post those, and now I'm able to reach other states and everything. So.
Well, that's the thing about social media is it goes everywhere.
Yes, absolutely.
You're gonna have to learn to write in Japanese or something here pretty soon, So obviously you enjoy this, and why did you decide to make a business out of it? Well, obviously you kind of need a job, but is it was it the love of the sport or the people, or what made you decide to just go for this?
Yeah. I think it was a lot of different things combined that made it just so fun for me. I think one of the best parts of it was the response to my work that I got. It made people very happy, and it was able to commemorate someone's hard work and their accomplishments, which just means so much that I got to be a small part in that, of all that time that they put into their sport or accomplishment that they're doing. So I think that just being able to do that for the customers and everything, and I think that means a lot. And being creative, that's something that is really, really fun for me.
Well, I think the neat thing about it is, I've seen things like this before, but they're screen printed or they're generic, and these are 100% hand painted.
Yes. A lot of love.
100% custom.
Yes.
To exactly what you need, and
Yeah.
that's amazing. Those
Thank
are
you.
lifelong keepers.
Yeah. That's what's really special about it is these are things that they're going to keep for a long, long time. They're going to put it up in their room or somewhere special, and it just helps them remember all their time that they put into their sport.
Amazing gift for a parent to give, a child or grandparent or something like that. Everybody nowadays, it frustrates me with the Little League example. Everybody gets a trophy.
Right.
Yay. Why did we do this? So this would be something to really, put the cherry on top.
Yes.
Or show your child or grandchild how much, they acknowledge your work and that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So it's a real business. So what is that? Has that brought up any challenges yet dealing with social media and building? Do you have a website yet?
I don't have an official website or anything. I have my social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok currently, and that's how I've been able to get a lot of orders.
Absolutely.
So really, that's where most of that has come from, but no big complications yet.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, wait till you get an order of 100 that are due next week.
You said what?
Wait till you get an order of 100.
I know.
And they're due like next week.
Yeah. What a good problem that would be, but
I don't know if you watched Big Bang Theory, but there was an episode called Penny Blossoms, where she made this little hair thing, and the guys helped her make a website, and then she got an order for 10,000, and they were due the next day.
Oh my gosh.
And all of the things they went through to met the order, but then they got another order that right back to back, and it was just crazy that
Yeah, I try on my website and my link that I use for the order forms. I talk about how I hope that people will order 4 weeks in advance, just to make sure I have time to get their order on time for them.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
So now, are you doing video and that on TikTok, or is it just a static ad, or how are you presenting?
Yes, videos mostly, reels on Instagram and videos on TikTok.
Yep.
I noticed those do the best in reaching other people. And before, I was actually just posting pictures. I was just taking pictures of the balls, posting it, and I wasn't getting too much traction or anything. And then I decided to make a video of myself doing it, for them to see.
Yep.
And that video just kind of blew up a little bit,
off.
got a good amount of views.
Wow.
And from there, I just kept posting more videos. And I have now reached I reached out of the country. I had people from Canada asking me if I could ship to them. So Europe asked me if I could ship to them. So
So I wasn't kidding about the learning Chinese here or
Right.
yeah, Japanese here pretty quick. Yeah.
right, yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
This is so exciting. I'm a serial entrepreneur anyway, so anytime I hear something like this, this is truly amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, I guess you would paint on other things, like maybe a toy car or
Yes.
things of that nature. The running joke with me is I know nothing about sports. I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
But if it has wheels on it, I'm all in. So we might look into a little car or something.
Yeah.
for me, yeah.
yeah.
That's funny. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. We're going to let people know how they can reach you and order, get your orders in for this year's, athletic season and basketball, football, and so on.
Yes.
And you better stock up on your basketballs and things. And
Yes, absolutely.
parents, this is the girl to call if you need to appreciate a youngin' that's doing really good in sports.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Stay tuned.